What's up, guys? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to be playing a Tamiyo deck. So Tamiyo Compleated Sage is a pretty sweet planeswalker, but I wasn't sure if it actually fit into Standard anywhere. So today I'm going to try that out. I build decks so you guys don't have to do it. I don't want you guys to be spending wildcards on Tamiyo before you actually know if it's good or not. And so today we're going to be testing it out in a mid-range deck, a Bant mid-range deck, blue, white, and green. And I think this actually has a decent chance. I mean, I don't want to brag or anything, but with my one testing game here, I had a 100% win rate on the draw. So clearly this is amazing. I was up against Celestus enchantments too, which is pretty good. So anyway, the main gameplay of this deck is that Tamiyo, its negative X ability is exile target non-land permanent with mana value X from your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of that card. And so if we have a Prosperous Innkeeper in the graveyard, then we can pay 2 or exile 2 counters from Tamiyo, bring back Prosperous Innkeeper onto the battlefield, which is pretty nice stuff. Tamiyo can be played for either 4 mana and paying 2 life, or 5 mana and be able to get, and it has less loyalty counters onto it if it's paid for 4 mana. Then it has 3 loyalty counters, can't get as big of things from the graveyard, but we do want to get up to 5 loyalty so that we can tick up a couple times and get to the ultimate, which is actually pretty awesome. Create Tamiyo's Notebook, a legendary colorless artifact token with spells you cast cost 2 less to cast, and you can tap it to draw a card, which is pretty sweet amount of value. It is an actual token. It's not an emblem that you can use, because emblems you can't actually interact with, like tap down and whatnot. So they made it an artifact token that can be destroyed. So these are all the downsides of Tamiyo, where I wasn't sure if it'd actually be able to be played. It only taps down 1 creature, but it doesn't get it untap on the next turn, artifact or creature. It does get to bring stuff back, but it doesn't actually do stuff itself. So you just have to be playing a bunch of other stuff, and then this can bring those things back, but that's only if they die. And then we could also maybe get some value out of going for -7. But I do think that getting to that Tamiyo's Notebook is pretty sweet value if you can end up doing it. And so that is the game plan for this deck, because we're trying to get to the Tamiyo's Notebook, which will then make all of our other stuff a lot cheaper. So we can be playing, many other things throughout our turns, being able to draw an extra card every turn, and just basically value town our way through to victory. We have one Jin in here as well, just because, dude, Jin is awesome. If I'm playing blue now, I think I'm always throwing it in if it's somewhat rampy, and this deck is somewhat rampy. I also have Storm the Festival, because we are trying to get a lot of our stuff to be 5 mana value or less, so that Tamiyo can either tick up and get to 6 loyalty, then bring something back, or just sacrifice itself to make sure we get back our Wrenn and Seven, which is awesome. We also just have a bunch of good 4-drop ones like Wandering Emperor, Teferi, which are some pretty good value planeswalkers, which are powerful when we're playing our Doomskars and whatnot. And then we also just have a bunch of good permanents in the early game. So we have Reckoner Bankbuster, which is a great way for us to be able to still throw out our Doomskars and be able to, then create a pilot that lets us attack and it hits for damage. We have Prosperous Innkeeper to gain us life, so we can keep, spending life for Tamiyo against all the other aggro decks that are out there as well. It's just really nice value. And then we have Professor of Symbology that can also just learn and get us all of our sideboard cards. Works really well with Restoration of Eiganjo. This is one of our ramp pieces, making sure that we can throw lands to the graveyard, then bring it back, or any of our 2-drop permanents, which we do run into fairly often, to be able to make sure those come back. And that is just basically the game plan, is just get value out of playing the early game. We have ramp pieces, we have things that can go find us more cards. We just kind of keep cards in our hand, make sure we have answers for everything. Saw It Comings, Doomskars, removal of Fateful Absence. We have Wanderer to take care of a lot of things as well. We have artifact and enchantment removal in our sideboard. I went up to 2 Containment Breaches just because the format right now has lots of artifacts and enchantments. I actually took out Pest Summoning. I just figured this will make a pest as well. There's lots of, typically you wouldn't want to do that in case they don't have artifacts and enchantments to remove, but right now there's so many artifacts and enchantments to remove. 2 Containment Breaches I think is good for the sideboard, in my opinion. Reduce the memory, Introduction to Annihilation, just for the few things we do need to make sure we get rid of. Sometimes there's like a Meat Hook Massacre if we've already used Containment Breaches or whatever else, or just another Planeswalker we need to get rid of. Introduction to Annihilation can do that. Mascot Exhibitions, of course, being phenomenal there. And that's the deck, guys. Let's go ahead and dive into the gameplay, see how Tamiyo actually is in Standard, and see if you guys actually want to be spending wild cards on it. Let's dive into it. Here we go. All right, up against Seed Weeds, and a pretty decent hand. We have all of our colors. We have Saw It Comings, which we can foretell and be able to play with 1 blue source. So we're going to keep this. Lots of good early game stuff. I think that Bankbuster we're not going to play on turn 2. We're going to try to get Restoration on turn 3 and get this out for free. So let's just go ahead and get the haul out past the turn. Doomskar also could be good against this. We need an extra white source, which Restoration can help us get there. Yeah, and this is a matchup where I think we want that over the other stuff. So we're going to go ahead and play out this on white. Don't need any green, right? Yeah, no. Play this out in white, and foretelling Doomskar or saw it coming. Let's go Doomskar. I don't have double colors yet. This actually lets us ramp up to the Doomskar anyway, so let's actually foretell the saw it coming. I just realized, because we can, I think that we're gonna be able to get it to on turn 5 anyway. This does bring in the land tapped, so it makes it a little bit harder to actually ramp up immediately to Doomskar. But I think with everything we got, we're still gonna be fine. Potentially. We shall see. All right, taking 3. I mean, they didn't lead off with a 1-drop. They do have a dude here, so they're going to flip this around, becomes a 3/3. Whenever deals combat damage, put a flame counter onto it. You can pay 1 to remove a flame counter from it and exile the top card of their library and play that card this turn. Pretty good stuff. I was wondering if this is a card that would get better. I feel like there hasn't been as good of burn cards, but there's still some decent ones for sure. All right, that lets Doomskar be possible a little bit easier. Let's go for... We still don't have Sot coming up. I'm just waiting if I want to hold up Sot coming now or not. No, we came to play this. We want to grab a plane so we can have Doomskar soon-ish. Pass the turn. So yeah, we're taking damage for a couple more turns, which might be too much. Not having the Sot coming here is a little bit bad, but I didn't want to only answer one thing. I wanted to give them a chance to be building up a board a little bit here. Start from scratch. All right, so I can get the Bankbuster out for free, but I think ramping might be better. I can get World Tree onto the battlefield for free with this. Yeah, Bankbuster doesn't actually help us in this matchup at the moment until we have ways to crew it up, which will be Restoration, which is something that's already good enough to be blocking anyway. Ooh, Emperor. That lets us hold on to the Sot coming and still play Emperor. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get rid of the World Tree. Bring that back. Get some rampage going on. All right, play this out. Yeah, that lets us have Doomskar on the next turn for sure. The only thing that could be useful is foretelling the Sot coming to have that for later turns. But yeah, I think we just passed the turn now. Bring out the Wandering Emperor in a bit. I could try to get this before they have a chance to remove the flame counter. Should be fine though. Doomskar is not going to be that useful if we have Wandering Emperor out. We'll actually have our own creatures. So right now we actually want either Wandering Emperor or Sot coming on something useful. That is a little bit awkward, this deck. We do have quite a few creatures in the deck, which can all come back pretty easily with other stuff, with Tamiyo, whatever. So like we're fine with our stuff going to the graveyard with Doomskar. So they're holding on to burn potentially. Let's go ahead and get this Wandering Emperor. I would rather them spend the burn on Wandering Emperor than my face right now. I have ways to bring it back with Tamiyo or whatever else that we need, and so we're okay with stuff going to the graveyard.
Feel the energy of battle, then guide it like water.
I should have priority first here, right? Okay, so it actually doesn't give me priority with Wandering Emperor first when it's on their turn, which I guess kind of makes sense, but even if they cast something, I can do it in response because I can do it at instant speed. All right, they get an extra card. They haven't played another land yet. Cemetery Gatekeeper. Whenever a player plays a land or casts a spell, if it shares a card type with an exiled card, it deals 2 damage to that player. They can exile cards from graveyard. That's actually a little bit bad for us because we do have lots of stuff in the graveyard, lots of different card types and whatnot. So we do want to kill this.
You are not much of a roadblock.
All right, so yeah, removal onto the Wandering Emperor would be nice. We actually want to find Prosperous Innkeeper to maybe get us some life gain with creatures entering the battlefield and whatnot soon. Also, another blue source for Sot Cummings. So Wandering Emperor goes away. They exile it with Cemetery Gatekeeper. It's rude. And we get a blocker. And we have some protection here as well. We have 2 green sources. I'm trying to remember if I need any more green. I have I do have a 3 green source card that I need to play sometimes. All right, so I think we just go Bankbuster. We can draw and hold up Sot Coming. And I don't think I need to foretell the Doomskar or the other one here. So do I draw now, actually? We have enough for World Tree, so we actually have the 3 mana as well. So let's yeah, let's pass the turn so we can maybe draw, cast this one if we want to. Yeah, I want to change it my pet. This one's cool and everything, but there's some better pets out there. I want to do that after this game. Note to self: get better pet. So I always keep a notepad over on the side. If you guys ever hear me typing throughout games at the end of the gameplay, whatever, it's always because of that. All right, so we are going to, yeah, saw it coming. Counter you. Just whenever it enters the battlefield, okay. All right, we get to draw a card, and we're in pretty good shape now. 12 life is good enough. The moment. Get out of Lair of the Hydra. I do have Hall of the Storm Giants I could be swinging in with soon too. But right now, Vigilance Creature being attack in with good stuff, right? Swing in. Get a 1/1. And I think I just kind of keep doing the same thing. Hold on to Sot Coming, draw a little bit later. I could foretell one of the Doomskars, but I think... Do I want to draw right now is the question. Yeah, we do. We have some good 2-drops that would be worth playing. There's a Storm Festival. Okay, pass the turn. The other reason to have this back actually would be to be able to... the best thing about Architect and Bankbuster is that this is Vigilant, so it can be attacking in and still have this back as a 4/4 for defense if they have removal, or whatever else. Counter that for sure. Gonzoed. I can see them scooping pretty soon. So I forgot this is still in the format. That's so good. Into the Roil. Pretty good stuff. I think I just have Storm the Festival, right? So yeah, let's do that. I can also just hit with big dudes. Like Hall of the Storm Giant might be the better play. Just hold on to this for later. You know what, why not? Let's just... It's just a better play, I think. Hall of the Storm Giant, hit in for lots of damages. Start making more dudes. Yeah, go wide. Yeah. I mean, at this point, unless they had 12 points of damage with spells, we have enough defense. We have enough stuff that we'd be fine against their matchup. All right, up against the Great Mithras, and no white mana. Can I actually keep this? Disruption could be useful, but I actually need the 3 lands to get to anything. Yeah, so we mulligan this one. We need our 3 colors or something to play early game. Sot Coming we can use. Bankbuster into Sot Coming is not the worst. And that can at least draw us into our other colors, other cards. So we'll try this one out. And we'll drop a Sot Coming or a Tamiyo. Tamiyo doesn't draw us cards. It only helps if we actually have stuff in the graveyard. It can slow them down though, so it's a little bit useful than that. Like if they have to keep attacking Tamiyo with only 1 creature because they're tapping the other one down, it does protect us a little bit that way. And I'm not sure I'll be able to counter 2 things while still surviving if they get out a good creature in the first couple turns. So let's try for Tamiyo. We do have to pay the 3 life though to be able to get it out quicker. Or sorry, 2 life. With the Phyrexian mana there. All right, that's nice. That's a very good draw for us. All right, so go Hall of the Storm Giants. We're going to go... We have the mana for Sot Coming, so let's just, yeah, get out Bankbuster now. And let's just hold it up, draw cards when we need to. When we gots to. So with this deck, I actually am playing a couple extra basic lands, basic planes, so I can play out the Saga that goes and grabs the planes. Felt awkward if I wasn't doing that, you know? So play out Deserted Beach, pass the turn. Hold up Sot Coming. All right, up against an Is It deck. No white mana that we see so far. Expressive Iteration. That's fine. All right, draw a card with Bankbuster. Good stuff. Fateful Absence. Nice. Got some good things to be holding on to now. All right, play this out. We're gonna hold off on Tamiyo. We have a good hand to be holding back a little bit. Bankbuster can be a threat for us soon. No need to be going too crazy. And if they do end up killing Bankbuster, that's pretty okay with us. If we just get out Tamiyo, bring it back, life is good again. Yeah, I draw another card. So on our next turn now, we'll be able to have Bankbuster attacking in. No reason to get out Tamiyo yet. I don't believe so. Any reason to foretell the Doomskar? I think so. Yeah, we'll go ahead and foretell this. Pass the turn. Being able to hold up the Sock coming and get the draw would have been pretty nice. We could have been a little bit more aggressive. So maybe foretelling Doomskar when it really doesn't matter there isn't the best. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so what are they going to be playing here? So it's the 3-color, yeah, this one is a coming. All right, so kill you, make you spend the mana on a counter spell, then we have the Doomskar if need be. So get rid of it. Good stuff. They could have a land and play another one. I'm not sure if they played a land yet. Yeah, I wasn't able to get the Bankbuster, which is a little bit annoying there. Nothing in the graveyard yet. Let's go ahead and play out land. Yeah, so no reason. See, this is the issue. There's not really a reason to play out Tamiyo until we have stuff. Like, so I like Tamiyo, but there's also downsides to it for show. I'm tapping down all my white sources, but I have World Tree, so it doesn't matter. Okay, cool. Drawing a card there to try to have more counter spells might have been better. If they have like a Jin-Gitaxias here, we're in a lot of trouble. I can go Fateful Absence into Doomskar though, so life is still okay. Pass the turn. Another of the dudes. Okay, hits the battlefield. I do want to kill this with fire. The question is do I go for Bankbuster first on this turn, try to kill it on the next turn? If I need to go for the Doomskar, if they have like a counter spell here, I do want to Doomskar and get rid of this. So I think that we go for the Fateful Absence first. It's awkward still going slow with this Bankbuster, but we got to kill it. Oh, I forgot about the more expensive stuff. Spells your opponents cost 1 more to cast for each target. Right. So do you counter this and let a Doomskar happen? That's the question for them. We also have like Hall of the Storm Giants to start getting in for a couple hits. Gains Indestructible. That's one that's for each target, right? They still get the Fateful Absence thing. Yeah, it's a bummer. All right, throw away the planes. Bring it back. Bring it back. I mean, yeah, it's our only play, right? So we Doomskar. Try to keep them off of the Magma Opus. I mean, they should be able to still go for Magma Opus here. If they do, though, they lose the creature that they get. Yeah, so they already have enough mana that it doesn't matter for them as much there. Now we go Tamiyo on 3. Is that actually worthwhile? I can tap down their clue, force them to use a treasure. No, I'd rather hold with the Bankbuster. Pass the turn. Drawing now, actually, you know what? Let's not pass the turn. Let's stop here. I can draw and maybe find a 2-drop, which I think might be better for us. This deck guaranteed has Magma Opuses, which is a little bit annoying. So giving them the one... Okay, opponent's taking their time. So yeah, what they're gonna do, what is our best draws? Let's check out MTG Assistant, guys. The link's on the description below if you want to support the channel. Professor of Symbology would be a pretty nice thing for us to hit, just to have answers for whatever comes. So let's actually go ahead and draw here. All right, found a 3-drop, and we do get the treasure. I forgot about that. I forget that this gives you a treasure as well. Bang, all right, pass the turn. Actually, no, yeah, we play it out. We don't have anything else we're doing. Let's get it out there. We want to have some threats coming in cycles here through removal and whatnot. Grab another land. That helps us find our better draws. That's our last plains. We pass the turn. Tamiyo can go grab another one of these. The issue is that if it's in the graveyard, it becomes a token when Tamiyo gets it. So it doesn't even flip around to be a better saga. It doesn't just bring it back to the graveyard or to the battlefield. It brings it back as a token. Man, there's so many things with Tamiyo that are like, oh, that is good, but also, that's pretty bad. All right, so they have 4 there. We can tap that down with Tamiyo all day long. That's my turn. Can't draw with Bankbuster anymore. Hall of the Storm Giants could be a pretty big hit for us. I do want to get Tamiyo out just to tap down this Goldspan Dragon. They'll get to keep the mana ramp, but not hitting for 4 every turn, not having a blocker can be a good thing for us. We get a free Prosperous Innkeeper as well. All right, opponent's taking their sweet old time. Discard Innkeeper. Get a treasure. Gain some life when this comes into the battlefield. Life is good. Play out the plains. Let's go attacking first. Do I play Tamiyo or not? Yeah, we already decided we're going to. Just making sure. Everyone keeps saying that I'm really bad at Magic and I make all of the mistakes in the world. And I'm just trying to do better, guys. That's all I'm trying to do. Attack in for 5. I think it really shows with Tamiyo how long I've had it in hand and not been playing it. Just because I can't draw cards with it. I can't do whatever. And so it just becomes a very awkward card to be playing unless our stuff is going to the graveyard. Which, I mean, in this matchup, it hasn't been. We haven't found as many of our 2-drops as we typically would need. But if we get to our... if we get to the ultimate with Tamiyo, things become quite great. Whoa, they scooped to that? They must not have had anything. Or maybe just not a way to wipe the board. But I feel like Magma Opus still killed most of our stuff. But then maybe not the Hall of the Storm Giants. And yeah, so, all right, well, that worked out. All right, up against Bowlers. We're going to mulligan this one away. Get some more colors. We don't have our blue mana, but Bankbuster's better. Keeping this, I am dropping Tamiyo. I think Tamiyo is more of a, you want to be drawing it like turn 5, turn 6. And depending on how things go, it's either a great thing for you or kind of meh. And yeah, so I like it, but we'll see exactly how it goes so far. Bankbuster of their own. All right, throw this out on... I have ways to grab more white mana, so put this on green. We're going to go Bankbuster, not going to hold up the Fateful Absence. Pass the turn. Maybe this is a mirror match. Yeah, so hoping for the land. It's a plains. Do I draw or just go for this? I mean, we don't have anything free to throw out there yet either, which is a bit awkward. But I just like... I like this card with Bankbuster a lot. When it comes down to the battlefield, it's a good thing to either crew up Bankbuster or have it back as a defender. Just all of the things, you know, it's good stuff. It helps us ramp up. There's a Celestus, which we do have one of those to help fix our mana a bit too. There's Treasure. Treasure's good. Yeah, throw you out there for free. I like that. And that will let us foretell a Sot coming. Ooh, or just get out a Wrenn and Seven. That'll help us find lands, right? Yeah, that's better. This also fills our graveyard. Wrenn and Seven is like perfect for this deck. Oh no, I forgot about the blue mana there. Yeah, okay. Bummer. Well, now we're in trouble. Kotos. All right, they're gonna take our Wrenn and Sevens. The issue here, they get to take the Wrenn and Seven from our hand without making us draw like most of these effects. So taking the Wrenn and Seven here is a little bit painful. We do definitely want to kill this Kotos before they get to play out our free Wrenn and Seven, though. Or our Wrenn and Seven. So yeah, what are we doing here? If we don't find a blue source, I definitely need to draw with this Bankbuster. That does require blue mana. Exile, bring it back. Gain some Lifuses. Do I draw first, actually? Getting in for 4 points of damage. How useful is that for us right now? So they already know we have the Fateful Absence, so let's go ahead and do it. Kill you before you get the Wrenn and Seven. Hopefully they don't have a Fading Hope. Fading Hope could be really good for their deck with that. They know we have the Sot coming without anything. We just need to hit a land here to be trying to do stuff. So yeah, hitting land is more important. No lands, no lands. How deep have we drawn? 13 cards deep. Oh man, so we have 25 lands with this deck. I figured with the different ways of ramping up that was good enough, and it so far has been for me. We are fighting for it here, but we at least have gotten to 4 mana. Yeah, it's a little bit awkward. It's been nice. I think I've found the World Tree the last 3 games I played, the testing one and the 2 you guys have seen so far. The World Tree I've been able to find every time as a one of, which I don't know about you guys, but I've noticed that I find one ofs way more often than it feels like you should. But you know what? I like that. All right, anything in the graveyard for us? No, pass to my turn. Doomskar. Not really amazing. Trading off here, getting a 1/1's not the absolute worst. We're gonna draw. Just gotta find a blue source eventually. Ah! All right, deck. What's going on now? Yay. The trade-off here, they have plenty of artifacts, so we're never gonna be able to actually get through there. Gaining the life, being able to clear something off isn't too bad. That keeps them off of their Bankbuster attacking in. We might as well swing in here. We're just going to foretell the Doomskar. Gain the life. I'm definitely fine with the trade-off. We're close enough to be able to swing in with Bankbuster. Doesn't matter that much. Foretell this. Pass the turn. A Kotos would be really bad now. And they can spend mana as any color to cast stuff. So yeah, Kotos can play anything. Massacre. All right, not great, not the best for us. Soaring. All right, well. I want a way to be able to hit this Soaring if possible. Draws and discards. Dude, we just have been trying so bad. It's ridiculous. This is saying I'm able to play this. I definitely don't have the blue mana. Does this make a treasure as well, though? Yeah, it does make a treasure. All right, make the token. Professor. How slow can I actually play now? I can foretell a Sot coming and have that to answer something here. We're Board wipes actually kind of hurt us. I think we just need to be, we need to find the blue source. We need to make that happen sooner than later. Let's go ahead and grab, yeah, Environmental Sciences. Containment Breach could be really nice for us, but Environmental Sciences, trade off a blue source for the blue source. Yeah. Auto pay. We're grabbing his land. I only have the one. Pass the turn. All right, we finally found a blue source. Life is now fantastic. All right, so they do get a Celestus trigger if they don't play any spells here. Let's see if they go for that.
You wish to know my secrets?
Dude, I want to know all your secrets. Dude, Soaring is a fantastic card. It's a little bit busted. So Mihig Massacres are a thing that can happen. They might like hit in, go on one, stop our Bankbuster from hitting in then. I'm okay with, I actually want this Professor of Symbology to die so we can bring it back with Restoration and get some more value. Jin-Gitaxias, this is one of the matchups that's a little bit harder for this to actually work out because they're going to be playing Planeswalkers, they're playing enchantments that are a little bit good against it. But it still is powerful. It locks out many a thing. Tamiyo wouldn't be terrible to be able to just kind of tap down their one block attacker that matters. Or that one. So yeah, Doomskar is not a bad play now. Investigates, they get more card draw. This could be a good card for us to play in this matchup, actually. Maybe we go down one Eiganjo, maybe one of these, just for more card draw. It's another big dude that can be attacking him with Vigilance. Good with Bankbuster. Good thing to be bringing back. It's a good blocker, good threat, all of the things. So yeah, maybe we actually do want the Briar Bridge tracker. I'm gonna make a note of that. Briar Bridge. All right, still can't really cast Sock Coming unless I go all out here. Yeah, we're just Doomscarring. We just need to slow the game down until we can find more blue mana, find more stuff, and hopefully be able to take over at some point here. Yeah, get the damage from that. That's fine. Play another Restoration. Grab our last Plains. Come on, World Tree, to help fix all of our mana. Yeah, we need more blue mana. It's a bit awkward. Cracks Clue, draws a card. They have a full hand. They have enough mana that Jin-Gitaxias doesn't help us as much either. It counts as the first spell, but they can just play something kind of throw away and kill us with the amount of cards they have and mana. So this doesn't help as much, but it's at least a threat that they're going to have to answer. They can give us more time. So that's probably where I'm going to be playing Jin here as soon as I find blue mana. You know, one of those days when it happens. Stuff in the graveyard. What are we trying to grab here? Another Professor. Professor? We are playing up against a Tamiyo deck. Yeah, I think Briar Bridge is an awesome one to bring back. Kotos could be an awesome one to be bringing back. So this is another take on the deck. Soren's a good one to be bringing back for 4. So yeah, going into black is a good way to go. I like the white mana just because we do have some pretty sweet things as well. I like the Professor. There's better board wipes in that color.
We are future.
Okay, that's a little bit freaky, not gonna lie. That's a blue source. All right, discard a card. Right, I have to discard to do stuff. We really need to hold on to this. Doomskar is a little bit worse for us. Do I get rid of the Tamiyo just because of how bad it is right now? I can decline. Okay, we just decline. I don't get to bring back the other stuff, but I need the mana here. We're gonna go for... It's a little bit awkward. Jin-Gitaxias. Let's go for a 5/5. If this is countered, I'm just gonna probably scoop this game. It's going so long. I can swing in, maybe trade off, do whatever. This instant speed, sorcery speed. We'll go in. I'd rather trade off with this, get rid of something. It's a good card for us to hit with Tamiyo to bring back as well. Eventually. Swing in there. Get the Soaring. Yep, the trade-off. That's fine. Pass the turn. So, okay, question. Would it have been better to get rid of the Doomskar there for the Professor of Symbology? We can get some pretty good stuff out of our board there. I had a way in hand to go grab Professor of Symbology anyway, though. And that's where I wasn't sure if it'd be better just kind of like hold off on that. I do have to exile it, which means I can't get it again and again. Mihik Massacre, that's a way to kill Jin-Gitaxias. Yeah, that'll do it. Crap. This could be a fun way to play Mirror Box as well, to get Mihik Massacres back on the battlefield. Just a bunch of legendaries, because like sometimes if they go to the graveyard because you legend rule yourself sometimes with like a Loth, whatever, Tamiyo can bring back mirror boxes or do whatever, dig a little bit deeper for stuff.
You cannot delay our victory.
All right, Fateful Absence. That destroys planeswalkers. I like doing that. I have Sought Coming available. Let's go for the Tamiyo. Oh, I have to play out the blue source here. Right.
The future is written in oil and steel.
All right, so we can bring back, I think it is just Professor of Symbology. Yep. I could bring back Prosperous Innkeeper, have Sought Coming held up, but they have enough cards in hand, it doesn't really matter. We need to be able to get ahead in some way. Finding some removal will be better for us. So reduce the memory, Containment Breach. This can get the Planeswalkers, and I can do it now if I wanted to. It gives them a 2/2. Mascot's not the worst. Containment Breach, is there anything actually worth getting? No, let's go reduce the memory. What do I not want them to have? Card draw. Can I guarantee kill this soon enough? We have Fateful Absence, so let's go reduce the memory. Kill you. I'm fine trading off with the 3/2. We have a good blocker there. Tamiyo's going to get it hit. They can tap down good blockers. This deck brings out some pretty long games. Yeah, I'm really not sure how we could have done better besides just fighting blue mana earlier. Because like a lot of the stuff that we were supposed to do to slow them down and not have as much value on board is the Sought Comings, which we had in hand the whole time. We just didn't have the blue mana to make it work. And the fact that we're still in this game at 20 life is a big deal. We're definitely behind, but it's getting a little bit faster. Turns it back to hand. Another Kotos. What do they get rid of? Is it Tamiyo's? I'm pretty fine with Tamiyo going away. Jin we only have one of, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, so they get rid of the Jin. Taps that dude down. Yeah, Boseiju Thirst. Alright, so we're going for the Doomskar now. Do I have enough mana for Doomskar, Fateful Absence, and a Sought Coming? Not quite. Bit awkward. The bounce can bounce tokens. They know we have the Doomskar, and we need to make sure the Kotos doesn't actually live. Yeah, so it's tapping down all of our white sources there. Was it? Tamiyo can bring back a Soaring, so we have to kill that no matter what, right? Doomskar. We take 3. Kill Tamiyo.
This is not how our story ends.
Can I hold on to that? Pass the turn. We literally don't have much else going for us, so we're going to hold on to it for a bit. More blue mana would be nice, but it's really not going to help us a ton at the moment. We have some good top decks we can find. We have plenty of good things in our deck because we know we haven't found them yet. That's bad. Would have loved to be able to counter that. Yeah, I think we're in, you know, just a little bit of a ton of trouble. We don't have any creature lands, which is nice. We're going to see off this draw whether or not we're sticking around or not. Man, well, we can stick around. Okay, Containment Breach, getting Chariot's pretty nice. Get another blocker. Oh, if it's 2 or less, you get a 1/1. Right, I forgot about that. Pass turn. Okay, we at least have a blocker for the 2/2. Reckoner Bankbuster is still annoying. Let's use Thirst. Are we dead if they cast something big enough to corrupt Bankbuster? Yes, we are. They gain some life, that's fine. We don't have quite enough mana for the Otawara. Down to 4. They know we have a Sot coming. Ooh. Ooh, you don't say. Pass the turn. Yeah, you can have more cards. More value for you. All right, we finally found something good, though. We're not out of this game. We're so far beyond doing anything good, though. Yeah, that's right. Get rid of your removal. You have way too much. Hopefully they're not finding more counter spells. That's the biggest issue here. Otawara at least helps a little bit with that. So they're attacking in with their kitty catties. The kitty catties. This is only creatures, right? Not planeswalkers too. I really wish it was planeswalkers too. All right, so
protect my people.
I should see here. Do I want to just tick up or get a samurai instead? Gaining the life could be really valuable. Yeah, we're gonna gain the life. I can bounce the other one too with Otawara if I wanted to.
Done.
We'll hold off for now. Down to 4, back down to 4. Binding, saw it coming. See if they have another one. All right, make them use all of the stuff that they've got. Soul Transfer. Gets to bring something back to hand. Yeah, that's really good. Crap. I like their deck. I like their version.
Phyrexia's the multiverse.
It's hard to say if theirs is better because we didn't draw well at the very beginning. We're way behind because we drew terribly. But I really like Eska's Chariot to be able to bring back. We should be playing that as well, which I think we could easily bring in an Eska's Chariot here. Yeah, you can have that. That's fine. Okay. They get a draw. They get a discard. Shot coming. I mean, it's not the worst. So we can't let them crew up this Bankbuster. So we have to target this Otawara before they go for Bankbuster because it's our only play. So yeah, we kill you now. We try to hold up for one more turn. Oh boy. And then we have a counter spell to stop whatever could potentially crew it up. We get one more turn to do something amazing here. Foretell you, so we can actually cast you past the turn. So yeah, we can here's oh, it's over by my face, huh? That's not as good. All right, so we saw it coming. We got cards that keep us alive until you draw more cards and do more things. All right, so 1/1, cruise up the guy. Okay, good game. All right, that took forever, but that is the game. Yeah. Wow. All right. Yeah, I'll let you kill me. That was, what a game. So with this matchup, that was good to see the other alternatives with Tamiyo. I feel like their deck was better for Tamiyo. I feel like our deck does lots of good things. I think Bant in general is pretty powerful. Tamiyo, I think it would probably be better as like a one of in our deck, where I feel like their deck, Tamiyo actually works really well, where they have binding to bring back. They have a lot of things like there's some better permanents in general. Bringing back a Mayhick Massacre before you have maybe another board wipe or more removal just to gain some life. Like there's just like a ton of different things you can do. Esca's Chariot is really good. So yeah, Tamiyo, I think they just have better. They have a little bit better permanents. So let's go and dive into the wrap up for this one now. All right, so we were on the draw 3 games and we still had plenty of pretty good win there. So on that last game, just to kind of show how well we played out, we were on the draw. I think we had a mulligan and we were stuck on lands, not being able to get not be able to get our blue sources for most of the game, and we were still able to stick in there for a long time. We were never pressuring them. We were never doing amazing things, and I feel like their deck was probably a little bit better than ours, but this deck does a good job of surviving, doing things, doing whatever. All right, so what are the things to improve this deck? I feel like Tamiyo itself for this deck probably should be a 1 or 2 of versus being a 3 of. I was trying to make sure we had 3 of so we could find it more often and play it for the video. Esca's Chariot would be a really good addition to this one as a 1 or 2 of. I think is fantastic thing to bring in there. And then Briar Bridge was awesome. I think the Briar Bridge actually was really good for them. Just being able to bring in something that's a 4/3 with Vigilance is a pretty good blocker. It's a good thing against more of the aggro decks. It draws you cards against the more controlling decks. It has 4 power, so you can still just be hitting in. It's good against other stuff. It doesn't tap down, so it's good against Wanderer. There's a lot of good things about Briar Bridge Tracker that I think could be very useful to bringing in. Is it better than Esca's Chariot? I'm not sure. Potentially. I really like how this deck plays out in general. I was putting a little bit more priority on Restoration of Eiganjo just to try to ramp up to our other stuff. But I feel like you could probably cut this out as well to go for these other pieces. Because it was finding us white stuff, it was finding us all of our 2-drops. But if we go up more 3-drops, I think you cut this out. You go for Briar Bridge, you go for Esca, you drop down to 1 or 2 Tamiyos, and I think this deck becomes quite a bit better at that point. Like that becomes a really powerful deck, I think. Where this one is already good, but that just becomes, I think, a higher tier than what this is. This is probably, middle of tier 2. And I think if you make those changes, it could probably jump into bottom of tier 1. But I think still a really good play and potentially something that could be better against whatever meta is at the moment. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.